Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vikas Nira, and in this video I will show you how to install MailWiz on a VPS server. We can do this in two ways. One is installing it in cPanel, and the other is installing it in Webmin. The cPanel method should not be the one provided by GoDaddy, but a third-party version. Or secondly, you can install it in Webmin. The cPanel method should not be the one provided by GoDaddy, but a third-party version. Subscribe. Subscribe. Everyone knows how to install it in cPanel, so in this video, I will focus on using Webmin to install MailWiz on a VPS server. First, I'll tell you about the software you'll need. PuTTY is recommended. It's useful for everyone. Subscribe. You can get it from here. The link will be found in the description. All the commands I use here will also be available. You'll find the link to my blog post about this on my website. There, you can see what commands I used and everything else related to this process. First, we'll install Webmin. To do this, we'll go to DigitalOcean and create a machine. To create a machine, simply click on Create here and click on Droplet. We'll choose the Ubuntu 20 machine and install Webmin on Ubuntu 20. Here, I'll select the latest version of Ubuntu 20, which is 20.04. After that, I'll choose the $10 machine because that's sufficient for my needs. Next, select whichever region you prefer. For the password, I'll use one that I'll show you here just a moment. I use this password and copy it here so that it may be useful for me in the future. After that, scroll down and choose a hostname. You can use your domain or subdomain, but I'll simply write MailWiz here. Then, come down and click on Create Droplet. This entire process that I've explained is about installing Webmin on Ubuntu. In this guide, I've provided step-by-step instructions, including the required software, how to create a droplet, select Ubuntu, and I've included screenshots of everything here. You'll notice that subscribe is written here. Okay, so you've got the IP from here. After that, you need to use PuTTY. I'll open it now. You can download it for free from Google. Enter the IP here. After entering the IP, click on Open, then click Yes, and log in as root. I subscribed, and if I simply right-click here, it gets pasted. I hit Enter. So here I've logged into my root folder. See, it says root at MailWiz. Now to install MailWiz, run these two simple commands. I'll copy and right-click here to paste them. It will be done automatically. After that, I copy the command below, right-click here, and the installation will start. Here we're asked to continue, so I'll type Y for yes. Okay, enter a fully qualified hostname. For this demo, I'll use a sample domain as the hostname. I'll write xyz.com. I'm using this domain because I'm going to complete the setup using the IP address, not connecting it to an actual domain. You can use your own domain here if you want, and you can change it later during the configuration process. There's some further processing going on. I'll let it continue, and the installation will start. It will take some time to complete. When it's done, I'll show you what message appears at the end and what steps you need to take after that. I'll pause the video until then. The installation has been completed, and it's showing information about how to log into Webmin. Here it is. In the command prompt, it has provided a command that, if you run it, will give you your Webmin login password. I currently have an IP address, not a domain. So what I'll do is copy this IP here and paste it here as https://. Then you need to add your IP address, followed by port 10,000, and press enter. Click on it here and accept the security exception. There's no SSL certificate on this, and we can't connect it if it's just an IP address. So proceed to this page. Your login username is root, and the password is whatever you saved earlier. Here, enter your root password and sign in. So, as you can see here, I've shown you what message will appear and how to log in. Once you log in, you need to do some configuration in the Webmin panel. I've made a separate video about that, titled Webmin Configuration. I've also posted screenshots here to show which options you need to select in the Webmin configuration, so you should check that out as well. Let me run through it again quickly. I've explained everything here using screenshots. First, I'll do the basic configuration here. I click on Next here and select Yes, then Next. I select Yes, then Next. After that, I need to click Yes on this and click Next. If I want MySQL database server here, I need to select Yes for this and leave the rest as default. I click on Next, then Next again. Here, I select Medium. The medium system is more appropriate for my $10 machine, as it will ensure the system works efficiently. I skip this check. I don't need a name server. If I were hosting any websites here, I would set this up. This password is stored only if you've set up PHP on your own. So you should know what this password is for PHP and MySQL. After this, I click Next. And I click on Recheck and Refresh Configuration. I click on Return to Virtual Server List. You can either come from here or click on Create Virtual Server. I'll click here. It asks for a domain name, so I'll enter xyz.com. And for the admin password, I'll use the same password I've been using throughout. If you're using your own domain here, then enable the Setup Email feature by checking this box. I'll check it here and click on Create Server. So this server has been created. That was the basic configuration. When you install something, it asks for a lot of information. That's the basic configuration. After this, it won't ask you again. Now our real work begins. What do you need for installing MailWiz? First, a database and a user account similar to what we do in cPanel. First, let's go to Edit Database here. Here, I click on Create New Database, then I write MailWiz as the database name and click on Create. So this is my database created here. By default, it's associated with this domain. After that, I click on Edit User. And I create a user here. Click on Add a User to the server. Here I can use any name. I'll also use MailWiz here and keep the same password because I need to use the same password. After that, I need to click on User Permissions. And this database which you created with MailWiz, you need to grant access to it from here. If you don't do this, it won't be able to connect. After this, I click on Create. So my database and user have been created. After this, if I want to upload a file, I go to the File Manager here. And here I go to File and click on Upload to Current Directory. From here, I select my file and upload it. Click on Upload. It will take some time to upload, so I'll pause the video and continue after it's done. Now you can see the file upload has been completed. So I right-click on it here and scroll down to click on Extract. You'll see a message saying, "Extracting selected file. Please wait." The extraction has been done in the latest folder, so you need to move it to its root folder. This is in the previous directory. So you need to select all the files shown above. After that, click on Edit, then click on Cut here. Then navigate to the public_HTML folder. Go there and paste the files. This will move all the files to our root folder. After that, what you need to do is enter your IP address followed by /install, and I'll hit enter. To proceed from here, you'll see MailWiz. If you have a purchase code, you need to enter it here. is asking for some PHP extensions here, one for zip and one for curl. It's showing fail here, so let's address this now. Testing. First, copy the IP and your password as well. This is your root password. So you've logged in again. After this, you need to run a command, sudo apt install phpzip. Here, the phpzip extension has been installed. When you run the second command, it will install zip and all the required extensions. Type Y for yes. Well, this is also done. After that, you need to restart Apache. I'll right-click here and paste the command, and your Apache has been restarted. Then refresh the page and check again. If you click on Check Again, you'll see here that it has passed, which means everything is now available. After this, I click on Next here. All these permissions are also there. If not, you'll need to run the command there, this one with the URL of the folder ahead. If it's not showing passed here, then run that command. Okay, and after that I click on Next. Now remember I had set the username and database name myself. I'll show you in MailWiz here in Edit Database. Here I copy MailWiz, which became the name of the database. Then I need to enter the user and password. This is my user. The password for the user is the same one I've been using. I enter it and click on Start Importing. So here MailWiz has been installed. For the admin panel, you need to fill in all the details here and set the password. I enter the information here and select it. Then I click on Create Account. My account has been created. Now you need to set up these cron jobs on your server. So here in Webmin, search for cron. Find Scheduled Cron Jobs and select it. Then click on Create a new scheduled cron job. You need to set it up to run each time. So for this, select root as the user because you are a root user. Paste the command that you copied earlier. For the execution time, you need to select when to run it. Select all for minutes because you want this to run every minute. Then I click on Create. The second one is for every 2 minutes. I set it up to run as root every 2 minutes, so here I select 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. You need to hold the Control key while selecting, otherwise they'll get unselected. So this is how you set it up. Okay, this is done. I click on create. After this, there's one for every 10 minutes. If it's every 10 minutes, then I'll select 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and click on create. If I want to do it every 10 minutes, then I select 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and click on create. After this, there's one for every 30 minutes. So I can do the same for 30 minutes as well. Here 30 is selected, that's okay. And click on create. After that, there's one for every hour. I'll set this up here, select root, and for every hour, I'll select the appropriate options for hourly execution. Okay, click on create. After this, there's one more to set up. I'll paste the root command, and if you want it to run every hour, select that option here and click on create. After this, let's set up the daily cron job. I've copied the root command and I unselect both of these because they're not needed for a daily job. For a daily job, day should be selected, okay? And I'll click on create below. So install all your cron jobs here. After that, click on continue, and then you'll see the URL for the backend. I'll open it here in a new tab. Here, I'll enter the email and password I set earlier. I'll log in now. If you want to log into the customer panel, replace backend with customer in the URL. You'll be logged into the customer section. If you don't want to, you can go to customer here and log in as a customer. Now, I'll just show you that this is the customer panel. Now you're logged in and this is your admin panel, okay? If you want to add any server, new SMTP, etc., then you need to come here and click on Delivery Server. And click on Create New Server. Whatever server you have, you can add it here, okay? This covers everything for this video. This is where you'll manage your email campaigns, upload your email lists, and run your campaigns from. If you need any other video, I'll upload more related to email marketing. If you face any problems with this setup, you can WhatsApp me about whatever error you're facing, or you can leave a comment. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because many more videos like this are coming. Thanks for watching.